Hi, I'm Terry Murphy for Realty Times, Women in Business and Women in Real Estate, and of course our special segment in the men's room with Murph. But today we are definitely with women in real estate and one woman who I don't know how she does it. Now, all of us are busy, but Brianne Workman, who I've known for a really long time, is not only a mother and a full-time wife and mother, but she is the co-founder and the vice president of strategy and growth for Workman Success Systems, one of the top coaching companies in the country. And I want to welcome her today so she can share what she knows best about how to get it all done. Hi, Brianne.
Hi, Terry.
So I know that you're going to have a baby any minute. So we're going to have you back after this baby has joined us. You already have Chloe and Sloan, a 3-year-old and a 4.5-year-old?
I do, yeah.
Okay, so that is a full-time job. Anybody who's ever been a mother or has ever had to rent children knows that that is a full-time job. And then I happen to know Verl Workman personally for many years, and I know it's a lot like working with a fire hose that's on triple energy. So the question is, I think anybody who's wanting to watch this is going to ask you, how do you do this?
Some days I don't even know. It's been a really interesting adventure these last few weeks as we've transitioned from being in the office and to working at home. And there's definitely a reason I work full time. I love my kids, but holy cow, my mother-in-law loves them, I think, more than I do, which is fantastic because she's got them during the day when I'm at work, and they are sweet.
They are amazing and they are beautiful, but they are very high energy, and you have created some magnificent kids, I've got to tell you. But the one thing about Workman is they are success systems.
Right.
And so you have been brought up with systemization. You have been brought up with core values and finding solutions. And we've been doing series on rabbit hole or roadblock. And clearly at this particular time, I think that the company's done a tremendous migration to enabling and empowering their coaches with virtual options, virtual objectives, virtual measuring. And so when you talk about working from home, have you noticed, or can you recommend what has helped you focus on what you've got to get done when you're looking at stacks of laundry and trying to figure out dinner and everything else?
Yeah. So first of all, I created my perfect week. The second I knew I was going to be working from home, I mean, that's just a system that we've always had in place at Workman, and creating that not only for myself, but for my kids, and being able to time block, okay, this is when they're doing schoolwork and homework. This is when they get lunch, because I get busy and forget to eat. And then it's 2:00 and my kids are like, can we have something? And so making sure that I was able to time block that out and really understand, okay, this is when I'm working. This is when I can spend time with my kids and go outside for 10 minutes. And this is what needs to happen with all of the pieces that we're creating. And so that's been a huge help. I've got it on my fridge, and it's in colors because my kids can't read. So they know that when it's purple, they can get their iPads for 20 minutes. And when it's green, we're taking a nap. And so that's been really good for them to be able to understand we have a schedule, we're following it. Just because I'm home doesn't mean it's a free for all. And I think that the other thing that's really helped with the virtual side of things is in the office, there's so many of us, it's so easy just to walk down to somebody's office and say, hey, can you answer this? Or I need this from you. And we've been utilizing Slack and the Slack call function on there. And that has been a game changer. I mean, it's really easy to just Slack Shiloh in the office and say, hey, are you available? And do a quick 2-second phone call with her and get the information that I need. And so it allows for video. So even though I'm not seeing her face to face, we still have that interaction. And that's been really, really helpful as far as working from home, and the virtual piece has been.
She did that to me the other day, and it freaked me out because I had to use the video part, and all of a sudden she went, hi, Terry, and I was like, whoa,
Yeah.
There she was. But how personal and intimate, and talk about engagement. That's terrific. But you kind of glossed over My Perfect Week, and for the people who are not familiar with that system, can you give it a synopsis and how that really helps you orchestrate and get production and productivity in your day?
Yeah, absolutely. So the Perfect Week Scheduler it's basically just that. It's, if I had my perfect week, what would it look like? And so it's broken down into 30-minute increments, and every 30 minutes, what would I like to be doing? What would be the most productive pieces of my day? And the things that we schedule in first are those non-negotiable activities. So the time with my family, the time with my kids, when I get to eat with them, if we were not on lockdown, right? Any of those like dance performances or the things that I know have to happen with them on a weekly or monthly basis. And then we use the daily success habits tracker where I'm actually going in and writing down what I'm doing every hour. It's supposed to be in 30-minute increments, but I get doing too many things. So every hour I get to get in and write down what I actually did and see if it matches with that scheduler. And if it doesn't match, then I change it for the following week so that they're more cohesive and they match a little bit better. And so I've found that, yeah, while the laundry's piling up, if I get my stuff done with work and get my emails all checked and the phone calls made that I need to get done in the morning, when I go upstairs to put the girls down for naps, then I can throw a load of laundry in and continue on with what I need to do. So that perfect week has continued to change as I've gotten more into a rhythm of what's happening every single day and every single week.
That's the key word here is rhythm. So the first time I heard my perfect week, I'm like, do you know my last name is Murphy? I mean, nothing ever goes perfectly. But I think what we're trying to establish here is that there are that consistency, those small rocks that get to the big rock, so that you can move that needle forward. Because there's nothing more exhausting for anybody, mother or non-mother, to be at the end of the day, or anybody for that matter, and think you're exhausted, but you really didn't get anything done because you didn't put in those little roadblocks that make you do those things. I really appreciated that. And Slack is a great tool. It really does cut off, because if you send an email, somebody has to answer it and it has to load and whatever. So that's been one of your best. And then how do you, I mean, clearly we're working at home, your family is very close to you geographically. How do you pull back just to have some personal quiet time? Because I think everybody needs that, including top performers like you.
So that's been something that's really been difficult for me. Usually the gym is my happy place. I can go there, I can zone out, I don't have to think about anything, and I can do whatever it is I need to do. I've had a really hard time getting into like the home workout thing. It's not going well for me. I have no motivation whatsoever. And on top of being pregnant and all of those other things. So the biggest thing for me, and this is going to sound terrible, but I'm 9 months pregnant, don't judge me, is I watch a movie. I eat a Haagen-Dazs ice cream cone and I sit on my sofa and watch a movie after my kids go to bed, because I just have to turn it off. I just have to be able to turn it off. And my family's close and my in-laws are close. Everybody's within about 3 minutes of us. And so at any given moment, somebody could be walking in my front door. Even though we are on lockdown, they'll come, they'll take the girls on a walk, they'll bring food, whatever they're doing. Lockdown apparently means nothing to them. I love them so much. But they are, everybody's just so close. And so it's good to be able to just kind of shut that off and say, okay, I need 10 minutes. I just need to eat my ice cream and be happy, and everyone just needs to leave me alone.
And listen, there's no judgment ever, because I think you're a remarkable young woman. I remember the days that you couldn't even hardly get up in front of 2 people, and now you're up in front of hundreds and hundreds. You've done such an evolution of growing your best self, including three little girls, soon to be 3 little girls. But I don't think there's anything wrong with turning off your brain. I think that we all need that little break. And if you were giving I want to say advice or a good tip to anybody watching this, male, female, mother, non-mother, what would you say?
A good tip. In what direction?
Well, in just personal care. Here's my whole thing. I mean, as women, we typically are high adapters, and we want everybody else to be perfect. We want the laundry to be done. We want the kids to be happy. We want the husband to be fed. We want all of that done. And then we save whatever's left over for ourselves. And I think the fact that you said blocking time for self is just as important as taking care of everyone else. But I just wanted it to come from you. When things are not going perfectly.
So my biggest thing with that is control what you can control. I mean, my sweet girls the other day somehow got into the pantry, got the Lucky Charms out, and they built a Lucky Charm swimming pool for their Barbies. There were Lucky Charms on the carpet for 2 days. Sometimes you just don't get around to getting it cleaned up, and it's okay. The vacuum will still be there. The mess will still be there. And you know what? They loved it. They got to play with their Lucky Charm swimming pool for 2 days. And so you just have to control what you can control, and everything else, it'll just fall into place. And so make sure that making sure that the work stuff is done, the fun stuff is done, and something that's been tricky too is not being so to be angry with my kids. It's really easy to be on a call and turn around and kind of try and snap at them, but they don't understand. They don't know why I have to be on the phone and why they have to be quiet all the time. And so giving them those short little 10-minute breaks when I have them, and to go outside and to play. And so those are the things that I can control. And if I am so controlling over whether or not there's Lucky Charms on the carpet, it's no fun for any of us. And so if we can just leave the things we can't control and control what we can, it tends to make things a little less stressful.
I think that's a great way to end this interview, and I hope you'll join us again. Thank you, Brianne Workman, for being a terrific you and a great friend and a great role model for other people who have families and business and looking how to balance that out and have a great life in between. I'm Terry Murphy for Realty Times, Women in Business, Women in Real Estate. Thanks for joining us.